All right, so like it was said, I'm Max. This is my co-founder Dominik, and we created pluginmaker.ai, and we'd like to show you what we've been working on for the last couple of months. So, as we all are here plugin enthusiasts, let's build some plugins. I would like to run 2 generations at the same time. One will be for effect, and one will be for instrument. All right, so what you see here is after you type in your prompt, you taken into our generator page, and there you got a chat. And in that chat, you interact with our AI agent on what plugin you want to create. So right now I asked it for chorus, played reverb, master section with gain knob and output limiter. And you can go back and forth with the plan and adjust with our AI agent on what exactly you need. So the plan is not set in stone. You can iterate until you're happy with that. Okay, this is a bad prompt. Okay, so sorry. This would be one example, but I typed in wrong prompt. Sorry about that.
Oh, wow.
Of course, it's perfect because we have a small hiccup with thing as well. So, all right. So on the instrument, I would like to generate a dual oscillator subtractive synthesizer with unisons, with filter, LFO, with reverb, and with 3 presets. So this is quite kind of more complex prompt. So the chat will take a little bit longer to generate the plan, but we have a plan here. Sounds like what I wanted. So let's hit accept, generate, and I will give it to Dominik to talk about what problem we're solving.
Okay, so hi, I'm assigned to stalling right now because it will be generating for a while. So in the meantime, I will tell you a little bit about why we decided to build this tool in the first place. And we basically tried to get in the shoes of the music producer and identified some problems that they might have with buying plugins. And one such thing is that plugins obviously are quite expensive. They can cost between 50 to 200 euros, or a premium one even way more than that. And a music producer can buy several plugins or even dozens if they really want a complex setup. And even if they spend a lot of money on that, they might not quite get what they want because it is not that personalized. So a person in that position might try to make an audio plugin themselves, but as you probably all know, it's quite complex to do it. So requires a lot of programming skill. So that is why we created this tool. And what Max just shown or started to show, we are able to generate real VST or AU plugins from plain English prompts. And we allow for full customization of both the DSP layer and the UI layer. Basically, if it's programmable, we hope we can generate it. And we can also generate presets for the plugins, which will be built in to the plugin once you download it. And you can download it in the, as I said, VST and AU formats, which means you can run it in any DAW that supports those such as Ableton or Logic Pro and others. So I hope by now the effect is already generated.
Okay, fingers crossed.
Check.
Yes,
yeah.
We got it. Okay, so this is the effect that got generated from what we created. And the thing about our application is that it's purely web-based. You don't have to download anything. Let's give me a second. I will start the next generation already as well, not to waste any time, but I will explain what is going on in the meantime. Okay, so we have a chorus, reverb, master, and everything is happening in a web. Of course, when you're happy, you're able to download the plugin and use it in those DAWs that Dominik mentioned a second ago. But everything you see in a web, both UI and the functionality, is exactly the same. So to test effects, you're able to upload your own audio files, but we have this very pleasant piano sample. Okay, so this is how it sounds. Okay, this is gain works, so this is nice, but thank you. Let's see about reverb and chorus. Yeah. So this is how the effect works. And in the meantime, I started generating additional 16 band parametric equalizer on top of that, because it's not like you have one generation and you have to live with that. You can iterate and go on with it until you're happy and you want to download it and use it in your DAW. So you're able to tweak the DSP layer, you're able to tweak the UI layer that we will show in a second. So while this is being generated, let's jump here. Okay, here we need one more second because this is a very complex prompt and we had a small hiccup with that, but...
Yeah, so right now the generations take around a couple of minutes, as you can see. Some take a little bit longer, but as AI progresses, this time will be cut very, very shortly, we hope. And yeah, here it is.
All right, we end up with what we have here, and same situation as before. I would like to run the second generation in the meantime as well. Okay, so there's a lot of things going on here. We have oscillators, master, glide time, we have limiter. Let's put the limiter on. Probably a very good thing when you generate plugins with AI to always have a limiter on. Okay, we have filters and other stuff. So the thing is that with our instruments, you're able to test them in your browser as well. So this is the initial preset, so it sounds as a default synthesizer would, but let's, for example, check that lash pad. Okay, it sounds pretty cool, but you can also play it using your keyboard in your laptop, but you're also able to take your favorite MIDI device and just connect it. Yeah, and you got it, and that's that easy. Yeah, so this is the instrument. And as you've probably seen, the effect and instrument, they look really similar, and you probably have a question in mind if you can tweak the UI layer as well. And yes, you are. This is exactly what we're doing right now with this prompt. We're changing knobs to triangles and the whole color scheme of the plugin to green, just to showcase you that you're able to change the UI layer as well. But we also added additional stereo delay and also 3 new presets, including plug bass, yes, ARP keys and ambient drone. So we'll get back to that. And in the meantime, Dominik.
Okay, so this is a feature still in progress. We have some pre-made sampler here. And basically what I want to showcase right now is the integration of AI generation of samples and images. Let me just do a quick prompt here for some simple sample. Okay, seems to be working. And okay, cool, it worked. And let me generate some backdrop image real quick for UI customization here. This will take a couple of seconds probably. But yes, right now you cannot customize this sampler that much, but in the future we will introduce additional UI and DSP changes here as well, the same way we have currently for the instruments. So you will be able to, for example, add a reverb right here. Generating. We need some elevator music for this, I guess. Thank you. And you just drag and drop, and it's here, and it's custom, and it looks, well, like that. But it's working.
The prompt is opera singer lady on the top of Mount Everest during blizzard, and the title is Eternal Voice, so I guess this is what it is.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So we already sold some pre-orders for the subscription for this, and we got a lot of questions around permissions around the plugins that are generated, and mainly people are worried about whether these plugins can be sold or used without the subscription after generation. So of course, yes. The answer to both of those is yes. We plan to just allow everybody to use those. And we also want to launch some platform for selling the plugins or publishing them to our community library, to which every subscriber will have access, and the creators will get some money from the revenue share of our subscriptions. And I think by now we should have Effect version 2.
Yes, exactly. So this is the 16-band equalizer that we asked for. Let's turn it on. Let's see what we got here. All right. I don't know if you're able to see, but there's a purple wave that shows the original wave, and the white wave shows the wave after the equalizer is applied. Yeah, we have a bunch of presets as well. So scooped mids, for example. It looks like a scoop, so I would say it did a very good job. We didn't ask for any specific presets, so this is like fully AI being creative with presets, and we just accepted those. We have other stuff as well. Low cut clean, for example. All right, so let's see what's going on here. Okay, so as you can see, knobs change their color to green. The plugin is pretty green. Sorry, knobs change color to green, but also shape to triangle, which was the original request of that. And the other request was to make it green. I think it's really green, maybe too green, one would say, but you're able to change that as well. Okay, here we got a delay, and let's see how this works. We're able to change time and feedback with that XY pad. We got reverb as well. Yeah, and when you're ready, the downloading of the plugin and using it in your DAW is very, very easy. You just have to choose a format. I will choose AU because I'm using Logic. Maybe I should use Ableton today, but I guess I'll stick to Logic. And give me a second. All right, I just clicked download plugin, and we have this pre-created installer that is super easy to use. You just drag and drop the zip file into our installer, and now you can use it wherever you want. Let me open Logic. All right, new project. Yep. And it's here. So right now, this would play as well. I'll just turn it off. And I'll turn this off as well. Because if I would start playing MIDI right now, it would play all three instruments at the same time. Okay, and now it's fully playing in Logic. As you can see, let's see, plug bass. Yeah, I would say it's a very nice plugin. So we have some lead. All right, so as you can see, it works. And I would like to give the stage to Dominik for last few words.
Okay, so all of this that you just saw will be available in a closed beta that starts on 26th of March 2026. And we have like 100 spots for that. I think it's limited. So yeah, if you want to check us out, here's the website.
Yeah. Some spots are taken already, some are still available.
Yeah.
This is our website. You can go there and learn about pluginmaker.ai a little bit more. But if you want to, there are also our LinkedIns. We're very happy to talk with you because you're specialized in that industry. We're very happy to chat. So connect with us on LinkedIn, and we'll be happy to talk with you guys. Okay.
Thank you.
Do you still need a second? No. Okay.
We have some time for some questions. If anyone has some questions. Yep, there we go.
Is there a way to manually tweak some text or some images afterwards after it was generated by the AI?
Yeah, so basically there's a small gap between if you're asking now and in 3 weeks, but in 3 weeks there will be. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks for the presentation. I have so many questions, but first of all, that looks very impressive. So very good job. Looks more solid than lovable. I guess it's kind of a lovable for audio plugins. Anyways, I'll keep them to 3 questions, but 2 of them are more on the technical side. One is, how does it work? So I imagine there is some reasoning LLM in the back, probably Claude or something like that. But then you build some kind of guardrails so the system knows how to build a plugin. And
yes, you just reverse engineer the whole thing. That's it, basically. I'm sorry. Is there more to this question? Because
this was the first part, so you can go ahead.
okay, so yes, we are using Opus behind the scenes, and yes, we have some guardrails around it, so it doesn't generate, AI slop plugins. So yes.
Cool. Yeah. I would say it all comes down to having those steps done one after the other. So first we create the DSP layer. Once we're happy with DSP layer, the code compiles, then we move to UI layer. And then in the parallel, we also doing presets.
Nice. And the second part of the technical question is about QA, because you said, people can create stuff and then sell it, but like, how does that, kind of testing step works? Yeah. So in the first months, it will be us testing manually, but once our team grows, this is for sure a very important issue to us. So we won't allow everyone to sell anything because of many reasons. One is we don't want people to go deaf. We want a good quality. And also, I would say if you see that we have image generation option that can go south really, really quickly in unlimited amount of ways. So we will for sure moderate that as well. Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks. And the final question is the business angle. So who are your target customers? What do you think you're going to sell to?
I think we will start with people who have some ideas about the plugins, but no technical ability. And they would like to experiment a little bit, because I think in the beginning, some experienced audio plugin developers would probably feel limited by this a little bit. But we are also thinking about expanding to a pro version which will allow to access the code as well that is being generated, which could be more useful to, actual technical people.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your question.
Cool. One final question.
Hi, thanks for the presentation.
Thank you very much.
Is it based on some framework or something, or is it completely basically coded from scratch?
Yeah, so we're doing Faust and React. Faust for DSP, React for UI.
Awesome. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much for having us.